Right now, in this exact second, your life is happening to you, whether you're ready for it or not. The traffic that refuses to move, the deadline creeping closer, that one person talking far too loudly on the phone right behind you. And somewhere, deep in the back of your mind, a quiet little wish appears. If only I could make all of this stop. So imagine you could. One single thought, and the entire world freezes. Birds hang motionless in the sky. A poured coffee hangs suspended in midair, halfway to the cup. Car wheels stop spinning. Conversations cut off mid-sentence. And you, only you, keep strolling around as if nothing happened. It sounds like the single greatest superpower ever imagined. So today, let's do the one thing almost nobody ever does with these daydreams. Let's take it completely seriously. Because the ability to pause time might just be the most terrifying gift the universe could ever hand you. Let's start with the fun, because there is genuinely plenty of it. No more waiting in line, ever. No more being late for anything for the rest of your life. Stuck about to fail an exam? Freeze the room, stroll over to the smartest student in class, quietly read their answers, return to your seat, and unpause as a certified genius. Trapped in the world's most boring meeting? Freeze it. Take a relaxing nap right on the conference table, wake up refreshed, and unpause at the perfect moment to nod as if you understood every word. You could become the greatest athlete alive. A ball flies toward you. You pause time, casually walk to the exact right spot, unpause, and to everyone watching you have superhuman reflexes. You could win every argument by stepping outside of time to craft the perfect comeback. You could catch a falling glass before it shatters. You could eavesdrop on any conversation on Earth. And yes, let's be honest, you could probably walk straight into a bank vault and walk out a very wealthy person without ever breaking into a run. On paper, it is the perfect cheat code for life. But here is where physics quietly walks into the room and ruins absolutely everything. Because the moment we ask how pausing time would actually work, things get deeply, hilariously uncomfortable. Let's begin with something you completely take for granted. How do you see anything at all? Vision works because light bounces off the objects around you and travels into your eyes. But light is made of photons, and photons are defined by one single trait. They are always moving. That is their entire personality. So the instant you pause time, every photon stops dead in its tracks. No moving light means no new images can reach your eyes, which means the very second you freeze the universe, everything goes completely, perfectly black. Your magnificent superpower has, in its very first moment, made you totally blind. And it only gets worse from there. Let's talk about air. Right now you are breathing without a single conscious thought, because air molecules happily rush in and out of your lungs. But in a paused universe, those molecules aren't moving either. They are frozen solid, exactly where they sit. Billions upon billions of tiny stationary objects, packed tightly around every inch of your body. Trying to walk forward would feel like shoving through a solid wall of invisible glass. And taking a breath? Forget it. The air physically refuses to enter your lungs because nothing is allowed to move. So within seconds of activating the greatest power in the universe, you are blind, frozen in place, and slowly suffocating inside an invisible block of solid atmosphere. Truly, the dream. But we're not done torturing this fantasy yet, because there's an even colder problem. In physics, temperature is nothing more than the movement of molecules. The faster they jiggle, the hotter things are. So what happens when you stop every molecule in the universe from moving at all? You hit absolute zero, the coldest temperature that can possibly exist. The entire frozen world around you would instantly become colder than the depths of outer space. So now, on top of everything else, you're standing in a universe at minus 273 degrees, and your warm little body is about to find that out very quickly. Pause time, and you might just flash freeze into a statue yourself. Sound vanishes too, for the very same reason. Sound is just vibration traveling through air, and frozen air carries nothing at all. So your paused world isn't only dark and freezing, it is perfectly, absolutely silent. No voices, no music, not even the sound of your own panicked screaming, because the air around your mouth won't budge to carry it. And don't think you can at least entertain yourself by touching things. Every frozen object is now completely immovable, locked in place by frozen time. That coffee cup you wanted to move? It might as well be welded to the table with the strength of the entire universe. You couldn't lift a feather, open a door, or even push a single grain of sand. The frozen world isn't your playground, it's your prison. All right, let's be generous. Let's wave a magic wand and grant you the cartoon version of this power, the movie version, where you can see, breathe, move, hear, and touch things freely, while everyone and everything else stays politely frozen. Surely now it's the flawless superpower. Not quite. Because there is a much quieter problem waiting for you, and it is genuinely brutal. Time, for you, is still moving. Your body is still aging, second by second, even while the rest of the world sits frozen on pause. So every hour you spend wandering through a frozen world is an hour added to your life and subtracted from absolutely no one else's. Spend a frozen week reading every book in the library and you walk back out a full week older while your friends haven't aged a single heartbeat. Do this often enough and something deeply strange begins to happen. Everyone you love slowly starts to look younger than you, then noticeably younger, then alarmingly younger. You become the mysterious friend who somehow ages faster than everyone else for reasons no doctor on earth could ever explain. And here is the loneliest part of it all. In a paused world, you are the only thing that is alive. No conversations, no laughter, no one to share the joke with when you balance a spoon on a frozen waiter's nose. Just you, an entire silent planet of statues, and the slow, creeping realization that the most powerful gift in the universe is also the most isolating one ever conceived. You'd have all the time in the world, and absolutely no one to spend it with. Now imagine doing this for years. The human mind is simply not built for total silence and total solitude. People placed in complete isolation for even a few days begin to lose their grip on reality. So picture spending the equivalent of months, or even years, alone inside frozen moments, talking to motionless strangers, wandering through cities of statues, with no sound and no reply. The power that was supposed to give you control over the world might very quietly take away control of your own mind. And there's one final, delicious little paradox hiding in here. To unpause time, your brain has to send a signal, but signals are electrical impulses that travel through your nervous system, and traveling takes time. If time is truly, completely frozen, that signal can never finish its journey. Which means, in the strictest sense, once you pause time, you might never be able to start it again. You'd be trapped in a single frozen second, forever, still holding that perfect comeback for an argument that will never, ever resume. This, by the way, is the dirty little secret behind every movie and comic that ever used this power. The heroes who freeze time can somehow still see, still breathe, still hear, and never age a day. They aren't really pausing the universe at all. They're just quietly ignoring the laws of physics and hoping you don't notice. And honestly, we don't, because the fantasy is simply too good to question. So, after all of that, would you still want it? A power that blinds you, freezes you, suffocates you, ages you, isolates you, possibly drives you mad, and quite likely traps you in one eternal instant. And yet, funnily enough, a huge number of people would still say yes. Because deep down, the fantasy was never really about stopping clocks. It was about wanting more. More time to rest, more time to think, more time to simply catch up with a world that never slows down for any of us. And maybe that is the real lesson hiding inside this gloriously ridiculous thought experiment. We don't need to freeze the universe. We just need to remember that the moment we're living in right now, messy, noisy, gloriously unpaused, is the only one we will ever truly get to live in. So perhaps the smartest move isn't to stop time at all. It's to stop wishing it away. So the next time you're stuck in traffic, with that loud phone talker right behind you, and you catch yourself wishing you could just pause it all, take a breath and remember, you'd be blind, frozen, breathless, slowly aging, hopelessly alone, and very possibly stuck there forever. Suddenly, traffic doesn't sound quite so bad, does it? Ever wondered? Well, now you know. We'll see you in the next one. Assuming, of course, that time keeps moving forward, which, for all our sakes, let's very much hope it does.